All right. Let's do some ultra wide. Some ultra wide flying uh, in Arizona, Grand Canyon. I hope this is good. I was trying to figure out how I can do this. That looks good for you guys who have, well, majority of you are watching on a 16 by 9 televisions because that's all we have, 16 by 9 ratio television. Unless they do some sort of IMAX 120-inch ultra wide, whatever. Whenever that, oh, super expensive. Good luck, right? You have to be super expensive to have a 120 inch. Imagine that, like 120-inch ultra wide IMAX, like extended IMAX television. That would be ridiculous. But anyway, I was trying to figure out how can I do an ultra wide that it's feasible for you guys on laptops, gaming desktops, televisions, and your phone. So I figured this is like the best thing I can do. Split top, top and down, top and down. So my camera is on the top, and then the ultra wide 32 by 9 is at the bottom. But it's still being broadcast in 16 by 9, but at least you got a better real estate to see. You can see me, but at the same time, you can see um, the screen. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do this. This is ultra wide um, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and everything's set to high settings. So just for the record, everything's set to high end. I just want to show you. See, 38, 40 by 1080 high end settings. The only thing that I selected for deep learning super sampling, it was a balanced super resolution because, we're running at a high end and it's an ultra wide 32 by 9. So I just wanted, to be more balanced so that way we can have a decent frame rate. Okay, so now that you know it's a high end settings, you can see down below high end, this should look really good uh, for the Grand Canyon. All right, so what's the time in Phoenix? Well, it's 5 p.m. right now. So where is, because I don't know how familiar you guys are with the West Coast. Obviously, this is California here. This is Nevada, and then Arizona right here. So Grand Canyon is just north of Phoenix. All right, so the Phoenix is, hold on, wait a minute. It's right here, right? You see how far it is? You got a long way to go, man. This is a long flight. I mean, not a long flight. This is a long drive, believe me, from Arizona to Grand Canyon. It's a long drive, you know. I'd say 3 hours, like 3 hours, a good 3 hours of driving for sure, depending on the traffic. But most likely around 3 hours of driving. So you'll be driving for 3 hours till you get there. Um, Now, if you want to get there quicker driving, then if you're in the Flagstaff, then it's a little bit of a shorter distance. Like from Flagstaff to Grand Canyon, you could be there like in an hour, about like an hour, an hour. You could be there like in an hour. Again, all depends on the traffic. Now there's a lot of desert here, so it shouldn't be a problem. But You don't want to speed because you'll get a ticket. You know, a lot of people get excited. Ooh, oh, we're in the desert, dude. They have a lot of undercover highway patrol, undercover, sheriff and state police, and believe me, they're always around. So you don't want to get pulled over for speeding. But speed limit is what, like, depending where you are in the desert, go up to 80, about 85 miles an hour, and then drops down to 75, 85, 75. So depending where you are. But anyway, Flagstaff, it's the closest to Grand Canyon Village, which is right over here. And what we're going to do, we're going to take off right here from a Grand National Park. Let's set a departure. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way to Point Imperial. Okay? You can see Grand Canyon, man, from space. Look at that. And then, of course, the Colorado River just spills right into it. Colorado River, and then, you got Utah, and then over here, you got Colorado, obviously, Colorado Rocky Mountain High. So I'm just showing you this in case you guys are not familiar with where Grand Canyon is. Now you know. It's Arizona, of course. It's north of Phoenix, and then just northwest of Flagstaff. Okay, there's Flagstaff, so it's just like northwest of Flagstaff right there. There you can see it. There, there. So if you're in the Flagstaff, then yeah, honestly, you could go there every weekend. You can go there every day. I mean, it's only a 1 hour drive. Uh, but it's also expensive to go here. It's a tourist attraction. There's the village. There's a Holiday Inn. It's pretty busy here, and it costs, you know, to book a hotel in here, man, it's expensive. You gotta understand, of course. And then there's a Grand Canyon Village right here. This is Grand Canyon Village right here. To stay in this hotel, oh man, I mean, it's expensive. Okay, trust me, more expensive than this banana, but it's worth it. Look, if you have money, what's the point of money if you're not going to enjoy it? If you're not, I mean, right? If you're not going to use that money, what's the point? Um, use it, enjoy it. Life is too short. See things in life, experience life. You know, um, see the world if you can. You know, if you have the money, money certainly helps, but it's not necessarily going to make you happy. Chuck Norris once famously said, "Sure, money will help you financially. You won't have any anxiety worrying about how you're going to pay the bills, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make you happy. But it will not make you worry about it. The anxiety and the fear of how can I pay for this and that will go away. You don't have to worry about that because you'll always be able to pay for whatever you need to pay, but it doesn't buy you happiness. It doesn't buy you happiness. How do I know this? I used to work for millionaires and billionaires, and they would always, you know, be unhappy about something. And I'm thinking to myself, well, dude, you're driving a Rolls Royce. You've got, all these ladies around you. You got your private jet, your yacht. How could you be not happy? I mean, well, it's, happiness, it's something that it's different for everyone. Now, for us who are poor, sure, having that money certainly would make us happy to a certain extent. But once you establish yourself and you have the money, then you get old and you're like, okay, well, what now? What now? Then you start feeling certain feelings. It catches up on you, right? When you get older, you change, you evolve, as a person. This is like not a bullshit talk. This is actually scientific, psychological proof. When you get 70, 80, if you get to live that long, something happens to your brain. When you're 89 years old, you start, forgetting certain things and not realizing certain things, and like something's missing and you don't know what's missing, and it's not the money, it's not, the big house, and the cars and all that, but it's something else is missing, and you're like, well, what is that? And I think that's what it is. It's that happiness. So that's what Chuck Norris was talking about. Um, sure, money will buy you a financial blanket where you can live comfortable. You don't have to worry about paying for anything. Sure. But is that necessarily going to make you happy? And I think that's what he was talking about. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead. Let's choose a plane because I don't want to turn these live streams into some kind of like, podcasts. You guys are here to see the Grand Canyon and ultra wide. You're not here to be listening to some sort of a life coach. I don't want to turn this into a Tony Robbins, show. Tony Robbins. All right, so what plane are we going to use? Oh, that's easy. I already know. There's only one plane we can use for the scenery, that has a really good cockpit, ultra wide cockpit. And what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about Vision Jet. I just need to find it. Where's the Vision Jet? There it is. Of course. All right, let's go. So where am I going to take off from? Well, I'm going to take off from Grand Canyon National Park. We're taking off from KJC, no, not KJ, KG, KGCN. So that's the KGCN, Grand Canyon National Park, right here. As you can see, KG, KGCN. I know I said J. Sorry about that. It's KG, KGCN. All right, so we're at KGCN. There we go. That's the call sign for the airport, KGCN. It's going to be good. This, trust me.
Canyon Tower, Mer 4K Golf, Mike Alpha 197 at runway tree, ready for departure. Departure to the north. Mer 4K Golf, Mike Alpha 197. Altimeter tree 002, departure to the north approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree. Cleared for takeoff runway tree. Mer 4K Golf, Mike Alpha 197.
This is good. Love it. You see this ultra wide screen that it has. That's why I always tell people. To me, this is the best plane for the scenery. Honestly, I mean, if you really want to enjoy scenery, Vision Jet, especially on an ultra wide screen, dude, like this is like it doesn't get any better than this. Man, just look at this. It's just perfect. And you get to see everything you need to see in a really good way. and we'll see Grand Canyon. Trust me. So good here. I've used this on a PlayStation VR too. This exact same Vision Jet, and I highly recommend, especially in VR. I think Vision Jet is the best. Honestly, I can't think of anything better than this. In all honesty, that's just my opinion. Remember, we're on a PC now, so the quality is going to be better. There goes the Grand Canyon.
Before takeoff, Mike Alpha 197. Continue for north departure.
We're going to slow down a little bit.
Before takeoff, Mike Alpha 197. Continue for north departure.
See, I already slowed down so that way we can have a better look. Now, we'll be approaching some very important spots in the Grand Canyon. That's why I have uh, positioned this pathway um to take me to a certain route. That's why I have this waypoint, this pathway, custom pathway, because as we go through this canyon,
Before
you will
takeoff, Mike
see
Alpha 197.
you will
Cleared for
see some
taxi to
very
frequency approved.
interesting
Canyon Tower.
spots and
Before takeoff,
places
Mike
on the
Alpha
Grand Canyon.
197. Frequency change. Los Angeles Center. Before takeoff, Mike Alpha 197 is type. 3 miles northeast of Kilo November 6 Oscar Juliet. 8,000. Request flight following.
This will be a great
Before
flight, trust
takeoff,
me.
Mike Alpha 197, Los Angeles Center. Squawk 0755.
We can also zoom in, you know, can
Squawk
also zoom in to see a little bit
0755.
better if we need
Before
to.
takeoff, Mike Alpha 197. Before takeoff, Mike Alpha 197. Radar contact 5 miles northeast of Kilo November 6 Oscar Juliet, 8500. Altimeter tree 002.
I mean, I have to admit, PC, yes,
Before
looks
takeoff,
better on the
Mike Alpha
PC, of course.
197.
Yeah, but that's, it's a PC, but I'm also impressed with what a console can do. But of course, PC, it's a PC, it should look better. Look at that. We'll stay on the outside view because the outside view is the best view. Let's be honest here. Wow, this looks amazing. Let's make a turnaround. Just let's do a turnaround. We'll continue in the same pathway, same waypoint, but I just want to do a turnaround in case you guys missed it the first time around, you know. This looks amazing on an ultra wide. On a 50-inch ultra wide, oh my God, dude. Just amazing. Amazing. So we're gonna go back again, continue with our waypoint. I want to give you the best possible view of Grand Canyon. I would also suggest that you guys select a full screen for a better viewing on your monitor, or on your tablet, phone, laptop, whatever you are watching on. Make sure you select full screen. It'll just be better. Look at this, man. Look at this. This is. I like how it has my name on there, Mr. 4K. Oh yeah, I've been having issues with my PlayStation VR too. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I know what's going on. I downloaded the new update, SDK. It was a SDK update. I think it was SDK 2 or something like that. It's like a developer kit update 2. It's not a mandatory update, but it was an optional update, and I don't know why I downloaded it. And I think now it's screwed up my um, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think I might have to reinstall, delete, and reinstall my Microsoft Flight Simulator. I might have to reinstall and delete uh, my Microsoft Flight Simulator because it's not working. Well, at least I know what the problem is. I know that it's the, but that's why I made that video to give you guys a heads up. Don't download. Listen, it will, when you, here's what's going on. I'm trying to help you guys out. When you start your PlayStation 5 version of Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know, when it's loading the textures and the world and everything and all that stuff, data, it's loading it in the beginning of the, you know, when you start Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, when it's loading and there's like video in the background, right, of Microsoft Flight Simulator, uh, there's going to be this add-on that will pop up. It will pop up and it will ask you, would you like to download this add-on, which is like 18 megabytes or something like that. So don't click on it. Don't click on it because if you click on it and you download that add-on, uh, the game will crash. You might be able to play it for like 6 minutes or maybe 7 minutes, tops 7 minutes, and after that it will crash. So that's why I made that video, and that's why you should avoid that SDK. I think it's SDK2 update. Um, I don't even know if Asoba knows about it. Uh, you know, what I mean, but I know about it because it happened to me. It happened to me on a live stream. You can look at the live stream this morning. It happened to me on a live stream, dude. So just ignore the SDK2. You can skip it. It's not mandatory. But if you download it, then it screws up your entire Microsoft Flight Simulator. So what I have to do now, which is really pisses me off now, I have to delete and reinstall Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 again. And, you know, it just sucks. So I was the guinea pig in a way. So that way you guys don't have to make the same mistake. So yeah, don't download that SDK. That SDK, it's going to prompt you to download it, but you don't have to download it. Don't do it. Don't download it. If you download it, I guarantee you, you will have the same issues as I did. But issue, it's only with the PlayStation VR 2. I mean, that's the problem. It's the PlayStation VR 2 crashes. And I already sent the problem to Sony like multiple times. I reported the problem. So I don't know, maybe they're going to report that problem to Asobo. But right now, don't download that SDK. And you don't have to because it's not a mandatory. It's just some sort of a fix that addresses some issues, but actually made it worse. You know, this Grand Canyon, it's like a different planet, honestly. It's like you're on a different planet, bro.
Los Angeles Center, Southwest 946 is at flight level 360, descending 7400. Southwest 946, Los Angeles Center, radar contact continue.
It's almost like a different planet. Beautiful. Now imagine this in VR. Oh my goodness. It looks pretty impressive on PlayStation VR 2 as well. It really does. I was surprised how good it looks for a console. Now, this is PC, so you expect the PC version to look the best, and it does. Uh, Especially in ultra wide. Ultra wide also has a higher resolution. It's 32 by 9, so looks great.
Strike 203. Descend and maintain 2500.
I told you
Descend and maintain
I was going to
2500.
give you guys
Take
a
strike
really great view
203.
here. Beautiful, huh? Wow, look at this. The deeper you go into the Grand Canyon, just the more amazing and marvelous it becomes. Wow, just wow, dude. No matter how many times I go back here to look at the Grand Canyon. Oh, there's a Phantom Ranch. No matter how many times I've come here to look at this uh, Grand Canyon, it's always amazing. It's always amazing. There's a Phantom Creek right there, Phantom Ranch.
Southwest tree 177. Descend and maintain 8100. Descend and maintain 8100. Southwest tree 177.
Wow,
WestJet 113. Descend and maintain 9900. Descend and maintain 9900. WestJet 113.
beautiful, just beautiful. This is probably one of my best Grand Canyon videos because you have to see it in ultra wide, man. It's just it gives you such a great fidelity view. It's almost like an IMAX experience. Beautiful. Look at this. No matter where you look, it just looks amazing. It almost looks real, dude. You know, when you really look at it, it almost looks real. It really does.
4K Golf, Mike Alpha 197.
I just realized
Denver Center, southwest 2953 is
I
Alpha
just realized
19
something.
340.
This Vision
Descend to
jet,
7800.
it's really good for maneuvering. I highly recommend this plane. I think this is all you need. Honestly, it's Vision jet. Um, it's great for maneuvering. It's fast, and it really has a great field of view. Um, Especially if you are on a ultra widescreen 32 by 9 like I am, or if you're using a PlayStation VR2 or VR headset for PC, either ultra wide or VR for PC, PlayStation VR2. Uh, I would recommend easily. I would recommend Vision Jet. Truly remarkable plane. As you can see clearly, it's not like I even have to talk about it. You can see it. The image speaks millions of words. I don't even have to say anything, right? I have to admit, PC version with high-end settings with ultra wide screen 3840 by 1080, it looks amazing. Um, it does. It really does looks amazing. But look, the console version, both PS5 and Xbox Series X and PS5 Pro, they look great as well. But, PC just it's more superior. When you see this in an ultra wide, like a 50-inch ultra wide screen with all of this detail, it's just immersive. So immersive. Hopefully, I did a good job showcasing that here on this live stream. That's the whole point of this live stream, to show you the ultra wide, you know, because I don't know how many out there have actually done what I'm doing right now in an ultra wide, right? How many have actually have done this? Of course, PC will look the best, but when it comes to PC, you have to remember it's expensive. You know, ultra wide screens are expensive. GPUs are expensive. Memory RAM, it's expensive. You have to consider all of that. You have to take that in consideration. You have to consider all of that. I'm not saying that the PCs are not powerful. I know how powerful they are. Um, but at the same time, right? So what consoles are doing, it's pretty amazing. I always said the fact that we can even run a PlayStation VR 2 version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 on the PlayStation 5, it's remarkable. You know, if you stop and look, you would probably think this is real. Like if I didn't know anything about computer generated imagery, right? If I didn't know anything about CGI or computers or video games, anything regarding, digital art graphics, I would probably think, yeah, it's some guy with a drone in Arizona, Grand Canyon, flying around with a drone. That's what I would think, honestly. Look how real that is, bro. Stop and look, right? Stop and look. I'll just pause it here for a minute. Like I said, if I didn't know anything about digital art, computer animated digital art, whether it's using AI or doing it manually, with developing manually something without using AI. If I didn't know anything about the graphics and computers and GPU and CPU and memory RAM and all of that, if I was just one of those, let's say I'm like a 94 years old guy and I never touched a computer, I don't know nothing about computers, zero about computer animation, digital art, photography, digital photography, AI animated, CGI animated, graphics, digital graphics. I would have think, yeah, who took this photo? Who went to the Grand Canyon? Wow, right? That's what I would say as an old man. Who took this photo? The Grand Canyon. Well, right, but here we are. Imagine like 10 years from now. Imagine 10 years from now where we're going to be. Photorealism is just around the corner. But how do you bring this photorealism to everyone? Because let's be honest, not everyone has the money to build a super high-end PC. How do you bring this to people in their homes so they can enjoy? What do you think Asobo is doing here? Streaming digitally, photogrammetry, streaming. So data center, cloud. And this is why the cloud is going to be the future. Why do you think that they're investing in so many data centers? You guys will have to accept the fact that the consoles will come to an end. I know you're all excited about your PlayStation 6. I don't know why you're so excited. It's going to cost you more than arm and leg. It's going to cost you like limb and liver and kidneys and everything. Arms and leg, everything. It's going to cost you everything. You might have to sell your house. Um, Same thing with the Project Helix. You guys have to understand that the days of consoles are coming to an end. Whether you want to hear this or don't want to hear this doesn't really matter. This will become a reality soon. Few years from now, let me know by 2030 how you feel about the consoles. Cloud will be the future, just like streaming is the future. Everything streamed, right? Everything streaming. Is anybody buying 4K Blu-ray players? Is anybody producing 4K Blu-ray players? Is anybody making 4K Blu-ray movies anymore? How many people are buying it? Everything it's streaming, streaming. Everything's on stream. And gaming will be no different. But why are they going for the cloud data streaming? Because they know the best way for them, Nvidia knows this. That's why they invested so much with GeForce Now. Nvidia knows this. I'm sure Microsoft knows this, and I'm sure even Sony PlayStation knows this because they have a lot of streaming on their PlayStation Plus. I think Sony, Nvidia, and Microsoft they all understand this that the best way to bring unlimited creativity, and now with the use of AI, you're going to see some photorealistic video games. Like you'll have a difficult time telling the difference. It's going to be like an interactive movie, man. It's going to be so surreal um, how realistic it's going to be. You're already seeing that with Deep Learning Supersampling 5. Did you look at Deep Learning Supersampling 5? But now, why do they need the cloud for that? Because they know that majority of people cannot afford to buy expensive GPUs and expensive high-end PCs, because that's exactly what you're going to need in order for you to be able to render all of this at a high resolution with a high frame rate. So this is exactly why the cloud, as I predicted, it's going to be the future, because that is the only way that they can bring photorealism to everyone's home on their televisions, on their tablets, phones, uh, I mean, what have you, right? Virtual reality headsets, um, everything will be streaming. Like this, what do you think this is? This is streaming, okay? I'm not using my GPU to render all of this. There's no way in hell that my 4070 can help render this like this. No way, dude. Now, I can try, I can download the scenery, but I'm telling you, my 4070 with an i9 processor will struggle. 100% it will struggle. So this is why, to me, the consoles are like the last of Mohicans. Honestly, it's just this is like the last phase. I think PlayStation 6 is the last one. I don't think you'll see PlayStation 7. I mean, I truly believe this. And now, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. Hey, life moves on. I'm wrong. Okay, cool. All right. It's not the end of the world. But I'm telling you, I doubt it. I highly doubt that you're going to see uh, PlayStation 7. I think PlayStation 6 is it. That's it. This Project Helix or whatever they call it, that's it. After that, man, everything's going to cloud. You guys have to understand that. That's where it's going. Now, they don't want to tell you this right now because they want you to invest. They want you to buy the consoles, everything in its due time, right? Everything in its due time. They don't want to tell you everything. These are very smart people who are running these, decisions, okay? They know when it's time to let us know, okay, well, now everything is a cloud. Sure, there will be a lot of people that will not like that, but there was a lot of people who didn't like when the Blockbuster video store was closed. But guess what? They got over it, and now everybody's, watching Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Hulu, right? HBO Max, okay, Paramount Plus, Peacock, right? Peacock subscription from NBC Universal. All right. So evolution doesn't care if you like it or don't like it. It really doesn't care about your feelings. Zero. None. It just evolves and that's that. Okay. And the same thing will happen with the cloud, with the cloud service. I mean, look how much cloud service has expanded. Everybody says, oh, you see, the cloud is failure. Yeah. Listen, how is it failure? xCloud, Xbox using the xCloud, Sony's using the cloud, even Nintendo's using the cloud on their expansion pack for Nintendo 64 and all of their classic Nintendo games from Game Boy Advance and Super Nintendo and Nintendo Entertainment System. That's a cloud. What do you think Nvidia is doing? What do you think Amazon Luna is doing? What do you think uh, there's so many companies, man. I can't remember on top of my head. They're all on the cloud. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? I know why that is. Because they know that's where the future is going to be. They're not going to tell you right now, but they know. They're investors, they know. Why do you think they're investing so much? No one's going to invest billions of dollars building data centers, man. Okay, that's a lot of money. They're only going to invest into infrastructure like that if they know for a fact that's where the technology is going. So you guys will just have to accept the fact that the cloud is going to be the future, as I predicted it. Look at this. This looks amazing. It looks photorealistic. And with the artificial intelligence rendering, dude, this will be photorealistic from data center. Uh, and dude, we're getting there. You'll see Grand Theft Auto 6 photorealistic with a deep learning super sampling 5.5, or was it 5.0? Or they just call it 5. Is it 5.0 or is it just 5? Anyway, doesn't matter. I think it's just 5. And NVIDIA DLSS 5. You'll see photorealism there. You'll see the enhancements. especially running from the cloud data center. I think Grand Theft Auto 6 will run the best from a data center, like from a GeForce Now. Would you like to know why? Because they can calibrate that game with the AI, with the deep learning super sampling 5 or 5.0, whatever they call it, um, with the most photorealistic. Um, Dude, they have softwares right now where you can create. Did you see? I posted a small AI video. It looks like Avatar, dude, better than Avatar. Now, to render all of that, well, it's expensive, but I was able to get a like a free demo to try it out. And I created this chick where she's running around with the swords, like and everything, like she's like super like um, powerful and all of that. And that's AI right now. Imagine AI 5 years from now, 10 years from now. AI will be able to take this image of me, reconstruct my voice, synchronize my voice, everything. And you'll probably think that that's me live streaming, but it's not me. It's an AI streaming. We're getting there, man. You guys got to understand this is the future, man. Right? You need to forget about the old ways. Some of you guys are stuck living in the past. You got to break out of that shell of nostalgia, living in the past. Those days are long gone. That's dinosaur age. You're talking, dinosaur age. Yeah, it is a dinosaur age. 65 million years ago. It feels like a 65 million years ago. So you'll have to adapt to this new. It is kind of exciting, to be honest with you. And this is exactly what I imagined technology that it would be. Now, we're still not there yet. Okay, just everyone relax. Everyone relax. We're still not there yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you'll see like unbelievable technology. And yeah, photorealism is just around the corner. And it'll be so real. Well, let me ask you a question. Remember that video that was created by AI, Tom Cruise versus Brad Pitt, right? Tom Cruise versus Brad Pitt. Were you able to tell a difference if the news didn't tell you, right? If the news didn't say, "Hey guys, this is fake, this is not real, this is AI," you would have believed it. 100% you would have believed that. And that's AI today. We're not talking AI 2030 or 2035 or 2037 or 2040 or 2043. When we get to 2043, it'll be real, photorealistic real. You'll have a difficult time telling a difference, you know? And why am I saying this? Because I've been looking at technology, I've been looking at the AI and looking at this cloud rendering. I think I understand why a lot of these companies are investing into data centers. You hear this all the time. Billions and billions and billions of dollars are being invested into data centers. I know why, because it's cloud. Everything will be run from a cloud. Why? Well, first of all, it's easy to control it. It's easy to maintenance it. It's easy to upgrade whatever you need to upgrade, and you can share that service with everyone for the price, for the monthly price, and everyone can access that through their devices like phone, tablet, VR headsets, laptops, tablets, televisions, right? And that's how you will get your entertainment. That's how you will get your video games. The only great part about that is convenience. It will be convenient that No matter where you go, you'll be able to access your entertainment, right? And it will be no different for video games. I know that some of you are still not sold out on this whole cloud technology, but you'll see 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you'll see. You know, cloud is the future, I'm telling you. If you think that the consoles are going to be the future, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You're wrong. They're not going to be the future. It's just not possible, okay? Because evolution says otherwise. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then something else comes along. VCRs has their golden times, and VCRs were great, right? They had the beginning, the middle, and the end. LP records, CDs, right? Cassette players, they all had their time, and now they're not needed anymore. Now they're gone, right? That's just, evolution of technology. Wow, beautiful. I have to take a photo of this. Wow. I just realized there's a road here. Wow. You see the road? There's a road right there. Why am I using this drone camera? Because I crashed. I think this is probably one of my best Grand Canyon ultra wide videos I've ever done. Looks amazing. I've done so many ultra, I mean, not ultra wide, but this is my very first one. I've done so many Grand Canyon, uh, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 VR videos, PlayStation VR 2 videos, and they're all great. They're all great. One of the things that I like about the PlayStation VR 2 and then visiting Grand Canyon is you can use a helicopter and you can land um, anywhere you want to land, and then you can walk around. Sometimes you discover some very interesting things, as I did. If you watch my previous live streams, you will see I have discovered some very interesting stuff. Wow, look at this. We have to take a photo of this as well. Wow, 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 wow. Simply amazing. Wow, look at this. It is almost photorealistic. Look at the detail, even on the trees. Wow. Wow. And you'll see 5 years from now, this is nothing. Wait 5 years from now. Wait 10 years from now. Photorealism, it's just around the corner. Honestly, it's just around the corner. Um, yeah, there's no question about it. Okay, guys, well, that's the Grand Canyon in ultra wide. I hope you guys enjoyed it because I've never done a ultra wide Grand Canyon. So, but this will give you some idea, at least, what it looks like. Obviously, to truly appreciate this, you have to have a 50-inch ultra wide to see the beauty and just how immersive this is. Same goes for the PlayStation VR too. You have to put on a VR headset, you know. But at least I'm trying to give you some idea, and you can listen to my feedback on this live stream. Um, Ultra wides are expensive, especially the 32 by 9 ratio. Um, but they are worth it for sure. For sure. All right, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.